Hey everyone, it's Bridget with Bees Altered Designs. I am here to share a design team project for Gladys Wright Marino's Etsy shop, which is Garden of Eden Life 1. She asked me to be a guest designer for the month of August, and she sent me, I had posted a video of my design team package, and one of them was a vintage sewing machine scrapbook. So I was super excited because I like anything sewing. And I was excited. I had all these ideas, and I came up with this box. I made the box first to put the scrapbook in because I wanted the front of the box to kind of resemble a sewing machine in action kind of thing. So what I did was I took a piece of the chipboard sewing machine, part of the scrapbook, and I put it on the front, and I pop dotted it up so it kind of looked a little 3D. And I took some felt to make a faux blanket, and I used one of my dies to make this flower here out of felt, and then a flower, and then not a flower, a duck out of the felt. And then I took my sewing machine and I embroidered this around here. So, and then she had sent me a few dress forms, so I just took one dress form and I put some paper on it. And I stuck a vintage spool here with a bobbin and a threader and a measure tape. This is kind of vintagey. And just a recollections flower and a wooden button here. And then I took, these are on these buttons or these knobs. I took Tim Holtz. He has the hole enforcers that go around like when you punch holes in things. So this has that woman there, and it kind of matches the paper line, and this is just measure tape here. So I thought it would look perfect. And then this is just something I had in my stash. Usually it would say Singer or Brother or whatever kind of sewing machine you have, and I just used a metal piece that I had in my stash and a couple brads, and of course a bird cage there. So this is the box, and I made the box first, and I didn't make it big enough for the album because, of course, when I started doing the album, I started getting carried away with embellishing it, so it kind of got fat. So I put a sticker back here, Imagine the Possibilities, and it is a sewing theme. So let me go ahead. I'll show you. This is the handle. I had bought a few of these, used them, well, they're pocketbook handles, obviously, but when I first started altering cigar boxes, I was going to make purses out of them, but I just never got around to doing the purses, so I found this again and decided to use it for here. I just thought it looked kind of vintagey. So, and then I used a fish hook on the sides because I liked the way this could dangle, and it's also very strong. You know, it snaps in there. It's just, I know it won't come apart. And some seam binding here, and then I just put some charms on both sides. I put a spool here and a sewing machine here with just these daisy embroidered. This is part of a trim. So let me get the book out, and I apologize for the sound this is going to make, but like I said, it fits very tightly in here, so kind of rubs. But so anyways, I put some fibers up here, just different random ribbons that I had. And then this is the front of the book. I hope you all can see this. I used some Scrabble pieces to write out the word sew, and then there's some vintage lace, or not lace, trim underneath, and some wooden buttons again, and then I just kind of made a flower here with a bow. The flower actually was bigger than this. It was fatter, but like I said, I had a hard time fitting this inside the box, so it didn't quite work well. So I had to make the flower less fat, I guess. And then this came out of a vintage sewing book that I have, and I wanted to kind of make it the little mat for your picture, basic sewing machine. I just thought that was pretty cool. And then you open it up, and this is the first page layouts. And let me flip it around. So this was the paper she had sent, and I stamped a few images and fussy cutted them. And this is a piece of broadcloth, and I took my sewing machine and I embroidered the McCalls on here. And I just put a little safety pin there. And then there's a measure tape here, and this is kind of a vintage one. I mean, this even has, compared to my plastic ones that I use, this is like sewn. I think this is so cool. If you can see this, I don't know if I put it up, but it actually has stitches here, and it's paper. It's folded in half. What it is, because it's numbered on the other side too. And it's actually sewn here. So it is pretty old. I mean, I don't even remember, I don't even know if my stepmother used, because that's who taught me how to sew. I don't even remember her using a paper one. I remember them always being plastic. So that was kind of interesting to me. And then I did some vintage buttons, and I'm still picking my glue strings off of here. And then a Recollections flower. So then on this side, of course, I used the Recollections flowers again, and I used the same tape measure, and this is just a little tag that I had printed off the computer, and this actually opens up so you can put 3 pictures here, and the picture can go underneath this lace. I used the lace as the binding for that to turn open. I thought that was really neat. So that's that. And then the next page, I have a lot of these vintage pieces, and so I decided to use a couple of them in this album. I just cut this snap part off because I do actually still have the snaps. So I put that there, and this is just popped up photo mat. And then here's just some silk flowers with a doily and a flower she sent me in my package. And these I had gotten in a recent swap, and I didn't add anything to the stick pin. I just kind of liked the way that looked. So, and then a little glove. It kind of goes, there's women on here with hats, and you can't really see it too well. But, and then this page, once again, I had some vintage pieces in my sewing stuff, and I just added them there. And I printed her off the computer. And the picture can go here, and it can slide underneath these, so it's not limited to this spot. And then some scissors and a spool and a vintage button, and I just put some trim on her waist there. This page, I think these pages are like my absolute favorite out of the whole book, besides the last 2 pages I like. This, of course, is another vintage piece that I have in my stash. I just took some of the eyelets off, or the snaps off, because yes, I do have all the snaps for this. I don't know how old this is, but I just thought it just went very well with the colors on here, and I just like how the colors all pop. So you can put a picture under here or journaling, and then there's a tag here that comes out, and I really like this paper. If you can't tell, you probably can't tell, but these are, I thought they were plates at first. I had to really look at them. They're the embroidery hoops. That's what all these things are. They're embroidery hoops. So this is just a tag. See the embroidery hoop thing? That's how I figured it out. I'm like, oh, they're not plates. So I just thought they were vintage looking plates, because this one looks like vintage plates. But anyways, I know. We all look at things differently, don't we? But that goes in there. And I like how the tape, the old tape here, you know how like when you have that clear tape on stuff and it's been years and years and years and it yellows like that? I just think that looks cool. Okay, so this page is really cute too. I have little tags in here, just tiny little tags that are in this part and that part. And you can put 2 photos here. And of course some recollection flowers. This is a flower that she sent me in my design team package, and a piece of metal she sent me. So the next page I think is so darling. I just love this layout here. So I'll start with this side. It's pretty basic. Like I said, the book got so fat that I had to, like, you know, stop adding to it. But I had a little resin piece here. It's just a little dress. And I just put some lace here with a little bow there. And then this side, I did the same thing. I put the little bow on this side with the doily, and then a bow up here with a rose. And then here, this is actual ribbon that has like a sewing machine and a thread and scissors and that kind of stuff on it. So it's staying with the sewing theme. And I used little clothespins, and I put these little bows on these tiny, tiny little clothespins that a friend had given me. And I fussy cutted these little dresses out of this pattern, and I just clipped them to there. Just think that page is adorable. And then the last page, see, like this is like, I have to try to get it into the box a little easier. I should have did the box last. I know. I always start with the wrong part first. But this is the last page. I used an old zipper that I had and a safety pin here and some vintage trim there and a Recollections flower, and just two picture mats are here, and then a sticker of spools are there. So that is my vintage sewing machine scrapbook that I did for Gladys, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And please go check out her store. She's got some awesome trims in her store, and some neat scrapbook album kits that are very interesting that you all should go check out. So anyways, thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and you all have a great day.